The sun hung low in the sky, casting long shadows over the sprawling Okonkwo estate, where the air was thick with anticipation. The final touches were being made for what had already been dubbed the wedding of the century. Everywhere you looked, there was a buzz of activity. Workers setting up elaborate floral arrangements, chefs preparing the finest delicacies, and a small army of decorators transforming the grounds into a scene straight out of a fairy tale. But beneath this veneer of perfection, tension simmered, threatening to boil over at any moment. Chidera stood by the large window in her room, gazing out at the preparations with a mixture of awe and trepidation. Her fingers played nervously with the edge of her blouse, the intricate beadwork catching the light. She could feel the weight of her future pressing down on her like a heavy crown. Chidera asked, "A wedding like this? It's not just about us, is it, Mama?" Senator Okonkwo's wife, a woman whose elegance was only surpassed by her iron will, placed a reassuring hand on her daughter's shoulder. Her face, though lined with age, still held a quiet beauty, her eyes the same hazel as her daughter's. Senator Okonkwo's wife replied, "No, my dear, it never was. But that doesn't mean it can't be about love as well." Chidera turned to her mother, her eyes searching her face for the truth. "And if it isn't? What if this is just another transaction? Another deal?" Senator Okonkwo's wife replied, "Then make it more, Chidera. You have the power to do that. Remember, it's not just the name you carry, it's the spirit behind it." Downstairs, Wahab was deep in conversation with Chief Musa in the study. The room, with its dark wood paneling and shelves lined with books, exuded an air of gravitas, a place where decisions of great importance were made. Wahab's sharp eyes were fixed on a document spread out before them, his mind already calculating the risks and rewards of the union. Wahab asks, "So it's agreed then? This merger will benefit both families. We need their political influence just as they need our financial backing." Chief Musa answered, "It's a strong alliance, Wahab. But remember, marriages are not just about business. Chidera is not just another deal to be closed." Wahab's lips curved into a small, knowing smile. "Of course, Chief, but in our world, love and business are often intertwined. One cannot thrive without the other." Chief Musa sighed, his eyes betraying a hint of concern. "Just make sure, Wahab, that you don't lose sight of what truly matters. Wealth and power are fleeting. It's the bonds we build that last." As the day of the wedding drew closer, the tension between tradition and modernity became more apparent. The Okonkwo family insisted on a traditional ceremony, rich with cultural rituals that honored their heritage. On the other hand, Wahab's side, with their global outlook, pushed for a more modern celebration, one that reflected their status as citizens of the world. The clash of these two worlds created an undercurrent of unease that everyone felt but no one dared to speak of. On the eve of the wedding, Amina found Chidera alone in the garden, sitting on a stone bench beneath a large baobab tree. The moonlight cast a soft glow on her face, accentuating the worry lines that had begun to form on her forehead. "You look like you've got the weight of the world on your shoulders, Chidera." Amina said. Chidera looked up, startled by the intrusion, but quickly softened when she saw who it was. "Amina, I didn't hear you come." Amina sat beside her, her presence calm and steady. "You don't need to go through this alone. I'm here if you need to talk." Chidera hesitated, her fingers twisting in her lap. "Do you ever wonder if this is what life is supposed to be? All these decisions made for us, all these expectations?" Amina's gaze was steady, her voice gentle. "Every day. But we have a choice, Chidera. We can let others decide for us, or we can take control of our own destiny." Chidera's eyes filled with unshed tears, her voice barely a whisper. "And if I make the wrong choice?" Amina smiled, a rare softness in her expression. "Then you learn, and you move forward. But whatever you do, make sure it's what you want. not what others expect of you. As the night deepened, the sounds of the preparations faded, leaving only the soft rustle of the wind through the trees. But the tension remained, a silent reminder of the storm that was yet to come. Would she succumb to the tension and fears? Watch out for what happens next in part 2.